la 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 la. Isn't this fun? Lovely stroll on the moors. Did you hear that? I heard that. What is it? You think it's a dog? Nice doggy. Good boy.
What happened to them?
Well, the police report said they were attacked by an escaped lunatic.
A wolf. My friend Jack was just here. Told me that I will become a monster in 2 days.
Your dead friend, Jack.
Yes.
Gotta believe me, David.
Believe what? You're one of the undead, and I'm a werewolf.
Tomorrow night's the full moon. You're gonna change.
A what?
You'll become...
I know. A monster.
A naked American man stole my balloon.
What?
What did I do last night?
You don't remember?
The last remaining werewolf must be destroyed.
It's you, David. Run! Good Lord.
Nothing like a full moon to get things going and setting the tone. That's right, American Werewolf in London, John Landis film, a classic. Well, we're going to get into it right now. So John Landis was 18 years old when he wrote the screenplay. And of course, it didn't happen until years later, but he was inspired by the supernatural after witnessing a gypsy funeral in which the corpse was wrapped in rosemary and garlic to stop him from rising from the dead. So after some research on supernatural creatures, he became interested in werewolves. And he found that most of the werewolf myths and folklore came from France or Wales. So he made the decision to set the movie in Britain because he couldn't speak French.
Listen. Do you hear it?
Ah, yes, the werewolf howl. Well, the werewolf howl that was heard throughout was created by using a culmination of about 8 different animal howls and screams, including the sound of a real wolf, various types of monkey, and an elephant.
Did you hear that?
So David Naughton, you remember you want to be a Dr. Pepper too. Obviously, he did the Dr. Pepper commercials. Well, he met with John Landis. They called and talked on the phone, and pretty much John Landis asked him if he wanted to be a werewolf. And of course, at the end of their meeting, Landis told him to call him in the morning, and when he called, he said, "Do you want to be a werewolf?" And boom, there it was. And Dunn, his partner, got the part after a 10-minute conversation and a quick read of the script with Landis.
Hey, wait a minute. We're lost.
Oh, shit, David. What is that?
Now let's talk about Rick Baker, who won an Oscar for his makeup in this movie. And John Landis admitted that he had no idea how Baker and his crew were going to pull off the werewolf transition, because in the screenplay, it obviously specifies that it happens in bright light and extremely painful. However, Rick did get it accomplished, and it was amazing because Michael Jackson was a big fan of the werewolf in this as well, which inspired his movie music video. And John Landis said that he thought that he did show the werewolf a little bit too much in this movie, but he was so enamored on what Rick had accomplished.
I didn't mean to call you meatloaf, Jack.
Now, David Naughton actually woke up in a real werewolf enclosure. Now, he was not only fearful of the wolves, but he admitted later that he would have preferred it if the trainers were not women, because he's like, hello, I'm naked, you know. So he protested to Landis and his crew, but it was to no avail. And one of the wolves approached him during the take, which was not expected. And dogs will at least give you warnings that they're not comfortable with you, but wolves just look at you with these very distant yellow eyes.
I don't know who you are.
I'm the famous balloon thief.
Why would a thief want to give me £2?
Here, I'll explain it to you. Thank you.
Yes, sir?
A naked American man stole my balloon.
Now, John Landis bribed the local police to get permission to film at the Piccadilly Circus. What he did is he set up free screening of the Blues Brothers and invited 300 members of London's Metropolitan Police Force. They loved it, and what do you know? He had permission to shoot in Piccadilly Circus, and they filmed between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. And they were able to stop traffic 3 times for 2 minutes maximum. So in that scene there, John Landis made a cameo as a pedestrian who gets hit by a car and goes through the plate glass window. Now, in the original script, John Landis was going to have the Roadrunner cartoon playing, but when he got back to London in 1980, all the theaters that used to have the cartoons became pornos. So he had to change the script to show a porno called, in the best smutty British tradition, See You Next Wednesday. Now, John Landis tried to get as many songs with Moon in the title as possible. He did manage to get to the rights to the songs like Van Morrison's Moon Dance and Creedence Clearwater Revival Bad Moon Rising, but he failed at Cat Stevens' Moon Shadow and Bob Dylan's Blue Moon cover. Well, Stevens refused because he believed werewolves were real, and Dylan declined because of religious beliefs. Now, a werewolf in the Piccadilly Circus scenes was played partially by a person and partially a puppet. The crew found a dancer with a particularly strong upper body to play the wolf, wearing the wolf suit and running on his hands. His lower half was held up in a wheelbarrow contraption, and puppeteers controlled the wolf's lower half and back legs. You can see the wires on the back legs in one shot as the wolf is running through the crowd. $30 million at the box office in the United States, $62 million worldwide against a budget of $5.8 million. The film received positive reviews from critics and won an Oscar for Best Makeup. I would say that this film is a howling good time.